Right, you are here. After a horrendous duty. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Tancred told us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the cellar, giving a full report to Lady Miniphilia. Excuse me. You should join him at once. Lady Miniphilia is most eager to see you. Complete. My late arrival nearly cost Ryard his life. I wasn't there when the Amajad took him prisoner, but I wasn't there, and I wasn't there when they served him 2 feet. Yes, but that does not excuse the fact that I should have never had to face him such dangers alone. I felt him utterly, just as I'm feeling you all. What's done is done, Tancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Ryard, it is so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Menophilia with your heroic exploits. Tancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me that I had no cause to fear. As we suspected, the Amaja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifrit. Not is this tale too old. Similar incidents have been rife with both Limsa and Lominsa and Grenadia of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume either if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether sees through creation, it flows to all life, and permeates the very air we breathe. Alas, this alone suffices to sustain the likes of the Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of ether, crystals. It is for this very reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leave us to which of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how Prime was born. When all is well in the world, Primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of Ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the Primals must cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward such a great primal system. It is this coming together, or aesthetic consonance, which grants the beings of physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence. Our as their adherents freely give. And in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers, but they do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself were subjected. Yet, yet, even in effort to comrades in this thrall, you alone remain unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the echo. Echo. We know not of the why of it, but those blessed with the echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the echo would be an instrument in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning, such as elaborate designs or new development, and one which was with such unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We made rest easy for a time. I suggest you take a full advantage of the respite, Ryuot. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn of the identity of the hero who felled Ifrit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she... Some I think would be best to hear from one of us. It concerns the temporary abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that all are to be put to death. The flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were no other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for strength to the primal whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we science continue our fight, that none more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you continue to stand with us, Ryuot. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Until next time. Gods forgive me. How many more lives? Luxix would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Yeah, Tancred, you kinda suck. Especially since you didn't make it to the fight. Well, 4,000 is not that much, actually. Alright, lady, give me some XP and some items. And some quests. Until not so very long ago, you were one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Orcia. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the steam post of envoy. Thereafter you traveled the realm, adding to some of those in need without thought of reward, confirming the wise Shola to the science would benefit from your aid, and no sooner had you joined us that you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in such a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guessed, Rayuart, or rather, you have guessed. Beg pardons. Lady Miniphilia, ready as always. I am given understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into the midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom Grand Company of Luminsa to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Ryard, your recent exploits have garnered your attentions of the grand
companies of Yarsia.
Each organization would have Ifrit Spain for its own. To this end, all three have sent offers
to court you.
They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit, that they would have evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Ryuard's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal frame should know of his triumphs to be expected. But what of the other grand companies? Your reputation pursues you, Master Dritz. It is no ordinary man who can face a problem and emerge the victor. Such as you. Join your strength to us, friend, and together let us ensure the peace ever reigns over the 12th wood. What a pleasure it is finally to meet you, Master Dritz. My comrades speak you in the most glowing terms. A man of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to us, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Uldan. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. As do many humans, long before the rest of us took note, your name was well known to us. To your valorous deeds on behalf of your citizens. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together we let us see the great Berlin settlements to the shores of glory. Murder Melissa. Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on the matter. As you know, the grand companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. These are presently three organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Linsa Lominsa, and the Order of the Twin Adder of Grenadia, and the Immortal flames of Volda. Serving a grain company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which will prove useful to you in your endeavors. If you are agonizing over which of the grand companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make to an undivided permanence should you wish to do so. Thought occurs to me. Cool. Recall that these 3 states are planning to hold the remembrance as part of the proceeding, given to understand that the leader of each grain company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? Woo! A fine suggestion. You're twice as beautiful, my lady. Very well, let rival leader, hero leader, then return here with your decision. We eager await. Here, here. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberally loving breed, and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a grain company nonetheless. While the promised reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Ryort, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. You yet know that a great power won't attract attention. Not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man, and in the midst of the grain company, however, you will be one many amongst many, a frank amongst franks. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope you have need of it in the days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Ursa as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I think you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Ursa is changing, Ryort, and you have the power to help it shape anew. None can be said what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught but we cannot achieve. Now it is the time to be made ready of our journey. Be sure to speak with Tataru. She will appraise you as well as to where and when the remembrance of the service are due to take place. Okay, so what happened? I hear in the making. I'm gonna have to talk with Tataro. I wish her name was Taro. I like Taro better. not Tataru. We got 3 companies. Which one should I choose? I'm gonna go with the red one.
I like red. If that's the outfit that they're gonna
allow me to wear, then yeah, I'm going red. I really don't like the brown, and then green doesn't really suit me. I wish it was more like pearl green. No, not pearl. Jade green. Or something like that. But yeah. And then brown. Hey, I don't know how many people like brown, just brown, the color. Not the skin color, but just the color. I mean, my armor right now, it's brownish kind of thing, but I wanted red or something like that. Red or black or blue. Excuse me. I am sorry about the altercation you're getting, Ryard. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes well, Gudania's
Grand Company, the Order of Twin
Adder will
hold the first of the 3
services, and Elder Seed Khan Isina will deliver her address at Mi Kento's amphitheater. I should probably mention that at this point, due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the servers might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make right now Gudania your first port of call. Word Flame General Rabba Aldin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, it's rumored that there may be special guests. How exciting. But last but not least, you may make your way to stateroom of Leon Salaminsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merville Biafishwe will be given her address. The Admiral's left. Identify yourself to the sentry, Land Southall, and he will admit you got all that? Well, off you go then. Hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order. Though with your regular impeccable timing and luck, this schedule may well change in your favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell! Speak with Tataru. Oh, so I can go to any, but
they want me to make
an order? Okay, so now I get a dress, and then I finally get to a grand company. Yeah, red looks better on me. Okay, well, thanks for watching. And sorry for my bad voice acting, but there's not much I can do. Hi guys, this is Ryard. We're continuing the story, and we're going to every town. We're supposed to get a speech, and then we can choose our grand company.
Behold, 'tis the Sultan yourself?
And Roban as well.
These guys look more like royalty.
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm.
I'm just listening to their voiceovers.
In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Those two look like I know them somewhere.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have brought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, for 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Yeah, for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Rauban? People of Ul'dah,
Dynamo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Uldar. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Uldar, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn! Forsooth!
The time is now!
If you'll permit me, Alfie, no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amaja, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Looking by your distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he's stuck to life. Yea, he's but one of several problems, though they have been quiet these past 5 years. The Guardlands have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ulda has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultan's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they have the coin, resources will ever be infinite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amaja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do, the Uldan send their forces to smite the Primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot sustain. Small wonder. Then the immortal flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to the ranks. Well, they're certainly spirited people. And promenade. And I like the fact, like the town, I like the layout and stuff. It's not too hard to get lost. And lately I've been able to mine around here. It's probably one of my favorite towns compared to the other ones. I wonder how I get to the airship. Anyways, I'll pause here and then put it back on the rest of the story. So right, you are back here again. We're continuing the story. I wanted to try to capture the airship back to Limsa, but yeah, I got lost.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
You have a lot of people.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me.
She's
Look
actually
upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride.
she's a Galka female. I don't know what they're called here in this world, but she's a Galka. Cause she doesn't look like a elf or elven. He has a feline feature.
700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilfir's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years
Those
since
two
the
are
calamity
really
struck.
peculiar.
5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long.
Anybody who's played Final Fantasy 11?
I don't know if they heard the name Bastok. that this place reminds me, Limsa reminds me of Bastok. And I was from the city of Bastok. I got to rank 10 on Bastok. So I'm kind of tempted more from this one, because this one reminds me of that one.
Among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes.
Well, goes down. Sorry.
Well, we are nice surrounded, yet we are those among us who would rather turn
How
their
can we
swords.
hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
To 7 health.
Fancy meeting you again.
No, how in the hell did you guys teleport over here? As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Lim Salamins is plagued by 2 beast tribes. The feast are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan, and the second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal titan for their god. As if the beast's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garlands have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lamincia's backyard. And that is to say, not of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end of the blood feuds between the various factions. While they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lamincians are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that you will soon take the decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. But will you sail with the Admiral? Should I be part of the pirates? Or the Tarotaros? Alright, we only got one more left, so we're just gonna travel there. Teleport. New Gridania. I wish I knew where the thing is gonna be at. I hope I won't take long. If I do, if I get lost, then I'll just pause and take you directly there. I heard that in 1.0 there was loading times, but you could walk from one part of the city to another and outside without having to load. But that, of course, was number one, was plagued with so many problems. I probably wouldn't have been able to level up this fast if I was in 1.0. I'm just waiting to see what kind of things they come up with. Like, I'm waiting for the class Ninja. Like, I need it. In Final Fantasy XI, it was one of my favorite classes. There was also Samurai. I love Samurai. Okay, I'm lost. Oh no, it's over there in the middle. Okay, well, first, let's get out of here. There we go, that way. Okay. Ethernet shard. And I've been leveling all my crafts. Well, most of them. I still gotta level armor and blacksmith. And probably get him to 20 or something. I do not want to level fishing or gardening though. Okay, we should be here. Alright, thanks for the wait. Thanks for waiting. I'll probably mute myself so that I can just hear it.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder, that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the highways without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done!
It's up to us to protect the forest! For the elementals!
Fancy meeting you again.
Fancy speech. Those guys are peculiar. I didn't show you guys the beginning, but they were in the the cutscene after the intro when I was arriving to the town. The Grenaldians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes, the XIV and the unquestionably more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition, and wont to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. Garuda is the wind summon. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been friendly terms with the Grenadians. Until recently, at least. Alas, they have grown aloft and changed to observe roughly the time they summoned primal Ramu. Ramu, isn't that wind? Was it stone? No, stone is Titan. I think it's... Oh, it's thunder, I think. Yeah. The Grenadians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict at a last resort. Though they clash with the XIV ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are yet bound by peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The 12's good were grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving the Grenaldi vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elements, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I wager. Meanwhile, the XIV will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gidonians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to an all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? They both have the exact same hairdo. Except one has the girl has the red bow and the guy has the gray bow. Oh, I guess that's it for now. I wonder which one do I have to choose right now? Right you are. This is Miniphilia. You're well, I hope. Would it be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago you say, what a coincidence. Jesting aside, I try to remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Oh, Scheisse. Attend the remembrance service at Miketo's. What? I didn't really understand what they said. Oh, okay, that this is the place where I am. They're just checking that off their list. Oh, look at that. There's a... I don't know if... I think there's an event going on. Something about the lightning. Or is that in a few days? But right now there's the... summer event or something, or is it fall? I know it's still going on, I think. The festival? Unless this is new. I haven't been to Gridalnia that often. Mostly in Nola. Okay, but I'll pause right here and then I'll take you guys over there to Waking Sands.